go, Alexey.
Look at his streamlining. It's just unbelievable. He's like a submarine.
60 meters. 2 minutes.
He's having a look.
Okay, there he goes.
Oh my God.
Down. Definitely seeing how strong of a dive this is.
Oh, wow. After geopolitics forced him into exile, Alexey Molchanov, the world's greatest living freediver, spent 2023 on a journey to reclaim his athletic glory. The new movie Freediver chronicles his near-suicidal quest to set 5 world records in under 4 months at the farthest reaches of the globe. And we are joined now live by Alexey. Thank you so much for being with us. This is terrifying just to watch.
Yes, it is.
You asked us during the break if we had ever been freediving.
And the answer is
definitely not. So for those who don't know what it is, talk about what freediving is and how you prepare for something like this.
So freediving is diving and holding your breath. There is no tank. It's just one breath. And you can do a lot of things underwater. Competitive freediving is a very small part of freediving, but I think majority of people would do freediving to have adventures, to discover underwater world, to interact with sea animals, to do a lot of things. You can do photography, mermaiding, etc. So freediving is that. It's like a huge underwater like sport, and competitive part, which I do, is very small. And the most dangerous part of freediving is being able to assess your resources and being able to understand when is the right time to surface and when is the right time to breathe. And then you learn that by just being more aware of your inner state, of your the way how you breathe, how you prepare for the dive. So then, as you see on the video, sometimes there are some blackouts that happen in competition, but it's like few percent of dives. It's not like every dive will be ending in blackout, maybe like 3%, 4%.
Well, one would be
that's enough for me. Yeah, you're glossing over it a little bit, but this is it's dangerous. But I do think you have kind of a special relationship to this sport because your mother was a free diving pioneer. You wanted to honor her legacy. Talk about the connection to her and why this was important to you.
My mom was my coach since I was a little kid. She coached me. She was my swimming coach. I was swimming since I was 3 years old, 4 years old. I was already competing. And I started freediving when I was 17 years old. And she was my coach in freediving as well. And she started freediving 1 year before me. And she did 43 world records. She started when she was 40 years old. So she was giving an example to a lot of people out there in the world that you can start sports career when you're 40. And by the time she was 53, she did all these world records. So she was my idol, example, coach, and we traveled together and did freediving around the world together.
Wow. Well, I know you're doing her proud. What an incredible woman. I mean, this entire story is just so incredible. I can understand why people made a documentary about it. What is in your mind? You talk about having to learn your body and train underwater. What is in your mind as you're underwater? What are you thinking about besides staying alive?
If it's a fun dive, you can just enjoy and look around and be present and do anything. But if it's a record dive, it's a world record dive, I have to be super focused on the present moment. It's if I think about the future or the past, if I think about how far is it to the surface to make my first inhale, I could panic. And it's vital to be extra focused and be as efficient as possible in this very moment. So it's a technique. Freediving teaches you how to be efficient, how to preserve oxygen, preserve energy, and just this super focus.
Well, you're taking one deep breath and diving under the water. What do you know the longest you've ever been under, in the competitive space?
My longest breath hold is 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, without moving, and it's not my main discipline. I don't specialize on the longest breath hold.
Yeah.
Because for this year I have to lose muscles. I have to be more skinny to use less oxygen. For deep diving, like what I do, I have to be a bit more strong, more muscles to be able to ascend from depth because it just takes so much effort to go down, to come back up. It just takes effort. So I switched to depth some years ago, and now I do only depth. And the dive usually takes up to 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes while I move.
Oh, just 5 minutes. Yeah,
that's it.
I said, I do think you're crazy, but you're also brave and inspiring. So.
Yes, thank you. And I want to hear more about mermaiding, the sport of mermaiding at some point. We have to wrap up, though. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. We can't wait to see it and follow everything you do. Freediver is available now on Prime Video or to buy or rent on digital.